So here we have taken one large bowl and we're going to take about 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour in it. So this is we are adding some carom seeds in here. So we'll just crush them in our palms and add them. And this is some turmeric powder. So we've added some turmeric powder and here is some salt. And here we have some oil. We are going to drizzle about a tablespoon of oil in here. And we're going to give it a quick mix. So we have decided to make a series on Indian foods from various states, and today is like the first part maybe where we are making a dish from a dish which is popular in the west of India. It is called Dal Bati. So which is like dough balls which are baked dough balls which are eaten with lentil soup, and optional there's a gram flour, there's a curry made of gram flour. So here we have taken some water, about a cup, and we will just add it. So this is the preparations for the dough balls which we are going to bake in oven. So this doesn't need any baking soda or baking powder, but if you have and if you want to make it a little bit fluffier and a little bit more airy, you can add some baking powder to it. So like I was saying, this is a dish from the west part of India. It is very popular in the state of Rajasthan. It is native to the state of Rajasthan. It is very popular in most of North India. So here's our dough ready. Let me show you the stiffness. So as you can see, it's really hard to press it. So this should be the hardness. So here we have taken a small portion from the dough and we are rolling it by applying some oil on our hands. And we need to roll it into small balls, which we are going to then bake in the oven. So the dough balls should be about this size. And there's another version of this which is very popular in northeastern state of Bihar, which is called litti, and it is stuffed. So it has the same dough, but it is stuffed with filling. So we are also planning to make that someday, but today it's the Rajasthani way. So here we are rolling, here we are ready with the third ball, and we'll roll all the balls and we'll show you after it is done. So here we have taken a baking tray. These are our dough balls ready. This is enough for about 9 to 10 dough balls. And here we're just taking a drop of clarified butter and we'll spread it over the baking tray. Now we will arrange these balls on top of the baking tray, just like that. And it is ready to be baked. So we have taken we have preheated the oven at 400 degrees, and I'll just place this right on the bottom rack. After 10 minutes we are going to turn this over and we'll keep checking on this. So here we have taken 1/4 cup of gram flour, and to this we are going to add some spices. So we have some salt, some turmeric, some red chili powder, some cumin seeds, and of course whenever you're using gram flour, one thing is mandatory, which is carom seeds. So here we have some carom seeds, and we'll just crush them in our palms and add them to the dry mixture. And here's some oil. So we are going to add about a tablespoon of oil in here. And here we have taken a little bit of water. We'll first mix all the dry ingredients together, try to clear all the lumps, and then add in water and knead a softish dough. So here we have finely chopped some coriander stems and leaves, and we'll just add that to the dry mixture, and we'll add enough water so that we can knead a soft dough. So here I'm just checking on the dough balls, and this doesn't look ready yet. So we are going to give it another 5 minutes, and we'll turn them after 5 minutes. Here we have kneaded the dough using gram flour and some spices, and we are now going to roll it into a long cylindrical shape, and then we are going to boil it. So here we have taken a small portion, about 1/3 of the dough, and we'll be rolling it into a nice cylinder, just like that. Here I have set up some water for boiling. We are going to boil these cylinders in here until they float on top of the water. So here we have rolled about four of these cylinders from the dough, and we're going to put them in boiling water now. So yeah, we'll wait for the water to boil before adding this. I have taken the dough balls out of the oven, and they are ready to be flipped. You can see there's nice browning on the bottom. So just like that, I'll flip them all and then show you the next step. So here it is. Like you can see, very nice cracks have been forming on these balls. So this is something that we love. We want these. So now I'm just gonna add a few drops of clarified butter. I have it here on each of this. Just touch them just like that, so that it'll add to the flavor. Just like that. And here's some for the last one. So yeah, our water has also come to a boil, and here's our besan gatta, the cylinders that we rolled, ready. So we'll add them in the water, but before that, let's put this back in the oven. So I'll just take this and put it right back on the bottom rack, just like that, and close the oven back up. I've increased the temperature a little bit to around 450 to 500 Fahrenheit, so that it doesn't dry out too much. So we'll check them out after 10 more minutes. The next thing, we'll just take these and we'll add them in boiling water, just like that. I'll increase the flame a little bit because the temperature is going to drop as soon as you add these in. So yeah, there goes all 4 of them, and we'll cover it back with the lid. So you want to ensure that everything is submerged nicely in water, and it will take about 10 minutes. And once it is ready, these noodles will float on surface of the water. So that's how you know it is ready. So these gatta has been boiling for about 5 minutes now, and as you can see, they have started to float on top of water. That's when you know it is ready. So I'll turn off the flame and let it cool down for a little bit. So here I have taken out the noodles in this tray, and we'll let it cool down for a little bit. Until then, we are doing the preparations for the curry and the chutney. So stay tuned. So this is the ingredients we will need for Gatte Ki Sabzi, and this is half a onion. These are 5 to 7 cloves of garlic and 4 hot chili pepper. So I'm gonna finely chop the onions I'll show you what we do with the garlic in a little bit, and also finally chop the green chilies. So here we are taking the dough balls out. The baking has been complete, and yeah, it looks delicious. Smells so good. So here we have taken all the baked dough balls in a bowl, and this is some clarified butter. So we are just gonna crack them a little bit and dip them in this clarified butter, just like this, and we'll take them out in this bowl. Yeah, we'll just crack them all like this and then dip them in this clarified butter, let it absorb, and then take them out. We'll do that with all the rest of the dough balls, and just look at this, how rich and delicious it looks. Here we have chopped up the onions, the hot chili pepper, and this is a crusher. So we have just added the cloves of garlic in there, and we are just gonna beat it, crush it just like that. And also we will be adding some spices. We show you another ingredient that will go in there. This is some yogurt which I have just whisked up with a whisk, and it is now plain. There are no hard curds in here. And this was the noodles that we boiled a while ago. So we are going to slice them into thin slices, and yeah, we'll show you once it is ready. So here our garlic is almost crushed. Now we just need to add some spices. So here we are adding the salt, a little bit of red chili, and this is some turmeric. That's it. And then we are gonna just give it another crush so that everything combines together. So here I have added about 1 tablespoon of oil, and I have kept it on flame to heat up. And while the oil is heating up, let us show you what we are doing with the noodles. So we just want to chop them into pieces about 3/4 of an inch, just like that. So they are cold now, cold to touch, and this is the size that you want to keep them. Yeah, and this is all our other ingredients ready. So in the crushed garlic and the spice mixture, I've just added a little bit of water so that we can easily dump it in the pan. So yeah, we are all set, just waiting for the oil to heat up. Yeah, the oil has come to temperature, and now we are ready. So we'll just add some cumin seeds in here, and we'll go in with the onion and chili pepper. So, and it's added here. And then we'll just give it a quick mix. Here we have the onions on medium-high heat, and we'll just wait for the onions to brown up a little bit. We don't want too much color, but just a little bit of browning when the onions just start to caramelize. That's the time when we add the rest of the ingredients. And while the onions are browning, so while that is happening, here we are preparing for the authentic chutney which goes with dal bati, which is mostly made of garlic. So here we have about a handful of garlic cloves and half an onion. This is 1.5 tomato, so this is just a half. And here we have taken about 4 green chili pepper. So we are gonna finely chop everything, and we'll show you once it is done. So yeah, while that was happening, here we are. The onions have started to change color, and yeah, we will let these be on flame for a little bit longer. We need some more color in here. So this is the color we are looking for with our onions. And now here I've taken the garlic mixture, and I'm just gonna drop it in. So this also has some spices. So we'll let this cook for about 5 minutes until the raw flavor of the garlic is gone, and then we're going to add the next ingredient. So here, as the garlic was fragrant, we have added the gatta in here, the sliced chopped noodles that we kept, and we're just gonna let this cook for a little bit. We will cover this in on the lid, and we'll let this cook for a little bit. Here I am covering this with the lid, and we just want the noodles to be cooked a little bit more in the steam, so that's, and we want them to fry up a little bit. So that's the goal here. Once we see some coloring in the noodles, we're gonna add in the next ingredient, which is gonna be curd. So here, as you can see, the gatta that we have added in, it has fried up quite a bit, and it has gained the color that we were looking for. So, and also you can see there's oil separating out from the base. That's when you know it is ready for the next ingredient. So here I'm just going to add some yogurt, which is hung curd. So yeah, we will add about 3 tablespoons of yogurt in here, and after adding this we need to give it a quick stir, and we need to keep stirring this because the yogurt's otherwise gonna curdle, and it's gonna separate out, which we do not want. So I'm going to reduce the flame quite a lot, and I'm going to just keep mixing this until I start seeing a boil. And to avoid splitting the yogurt, we can also add some water. So I've just added some water in here, and I'm going to give it another mix, and we need to keep stirring this until it comes to a boil. So yeah, looks like this is too thick consistency for the gravy that we are looking for. So we will be adding some more water in here. So yeah, here is some more water, and you need to ensure that you are continuously stirring this after adding the curd, otherwise it's gonna split. Yeah, you can add more water as per desired thickness of the gravy that you like. And yeah, just look at these onions floating, bits of onions floating here. They're just gonna dissolve in your mouth. So yeah, we'll just wait for this to come to a boil. So while this is happening, you cannot multitask. You need to constantly keep stirring this. And here, because we felt that the color was not red enough, we've just added a little bit of red chili powder in here, which will give it some more signature color, which is slightly orangish. So here this has come to a boil, and it took about 5 minutes. So you need to ensure that for 5 minutes you are just constantly stirring this. After boiling, we'll just reduce the flame to medium, and we are gonna let it cover this with the lid, and we will let it simmer for a little bit. Before that, I'll just give it a taste for seasoning. So here we'll take a drop. It needs more salt. So yeah, this is the color we are looking for. The color doesn't really matter. You can adjust the spice level by reducing the amount of red chili that you add in. So now let me just give it a taste again. So just like this. Yeah, perfect. So I'll just cover this with the lid, and we'll let it simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. So while this is simmering, let me just show you the preparations that we have done for our garlic and tomato dip. So here we have the 1.5 onion, tomato that we have roughly diced into cubes, and we have 4 hot chili peppers and half an onion which we have finely chopped. So here we have the garlic, which was 15 to 20 cloves of garlic, and we have just crushed it using this tool, which is the crusher used. It comes in handy for a lot of things. So yeah, so that's all we will need for the garlic tomato dip. Let's start preparing the dip. We will start preparing the dip. Here we will take about a tablespoon of oil in a pan. So we'll wait for the oil to heat up. So here, while the oil is heating up, let me show you what spices we add in the garlic. So here is some salt. Then here is some red chili powder and some turmeric. So just like previously, we will add a little bit of water in here, just like that. And yeah, it is ready. While we were preparing the garlic mixture, here the oil has come to temperature. We'll add some cumin seeds and we'll let them crackle in the pan. Next, we're going to add the onions and the green chili. So yeah, so this dip is going to be a little bit spicy, but you can always adjust the spice level by adjusting the amount of pepper that you use. So the red chili pepper powder and the green chili pepper. So you can adjust it by adjusting the amounts of the pepper. So we'll just let this onion fry, and we want to have nice golden brown color here before we add in any other ingredients. So this is the state of onion after 2 to 3 minutes of frying. We want to have a little more color, so we'll give it another 40 to 50 seconds and then add in the next ingredients. The onions look ready now, and we are going to add the garlic paste that we prepared, garlic mixture, and we'll just let the water evaporate, let the spices have a fantastic aroma, and let it get to know the onions that have been frying in the pan. And that is after the garlic is a little bit cooked, that is when we will add the tomatoes, and yeah, we'll show you once it is ready. Yeah, to speed up the heating process or cooking process, we will just cover this pan with the lid, just like that, and we have to cook it until the water evaporates and the oil separates. So it's gonna take a while. So here I've taken a bunch of coriander, which is also known as parsley, and I'm just gonna give it a fine chop. So yeah, this is the way you chop coriander. Just slice it down the middle and bunch it up into so you'll have an even place to cut from on one side. Stack them up like this, and yeah, slice them very fine, as fine as you like. We want to have as fine as possible. So here the coriander is chopped up, and let us have a look at the garlic that was frying up, and this looks about ready. You can see the oil has started to separate, and this is when you add in the tomatoes. So we will add the tomatoes, just all of them, and we need to cook the tomatoes down so that there's very little moisture content left. So yeah, we'll cover this and let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, or until the tomatoes have dissolved more or less. So I've added a pinch of salt on top of the tomatoes, and here I'll just cover it back up with the lid, just like that, and we will let it cook on medium-high flame for another 5 minutes with the lid closed. We'll keep checking in between just to check on the state of tomatoes. So we'll show you after it is done. So here our Gatte Ki Sabzi which has been simmering for like 10 to 15 minutes now, is ready. You can see the nice layer of rogan which is on top, the oil which has which we have added while cooking, and also there's some fat from the yogurt that has rendered out. So, and here we have the finely chopped parsley. We're just gonna add a little bit of it on top, and yeah, it is ready to be eaten. But yeah, we'll wait for the chutney to finish up, which is right here. So I'll just cover it back with the lid, and we'll check on the chutney, the tomato dip. So as you can see, the tomatoes have um, a lot of moisture has driven out of tomatoes by now, and yeah, I'll just give it one quick mix just like that, and the tomatoes have started to soften quite a lot. And yeah, we'll just crush the tomatoes with the back of the spoon just like this, and yeah, it'll take another 5 minutes at least. We want all of the water to evaporate, very little water in here, and yeah, we want to see oil separating from this. So yeah, we'll cover it back with the lid and we'll let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. And here, let me show you the lentil soup that we have prepared. So this was off camera. We have already prepared this before starting the shoot. So yeah, it's very simple. We'll give a recipe of this lentil soup next time. But it is we have used some yellow lentils and split lentils, and we have boiled them in a pressure cooker until they dissolve, sort of. And then we have added a tadka with some onions, tomatoes, garlic, just a standard regular tadka. And that's our lentil soup ready, which is also commonly known as dal. So yeah, this is the three things which we are gonna eat the dough balls with. So here we are checking on the dip, on the tomato garlic chutney after 5 minutes, and it might look like a lot of tomatoes in the first, but as the moisture from the tomatoes starts to evaporate, it really thickens quite a lot. So as you can see, yeah, this is the consistency we are looking for. There's no water from the tomatoes left in the pan, and to some extent you can see the oil separating. If you add too much oil, you would have been able to see a lot of oil separated out, but yeah, this is good enough. To add more flavor, you can also add just a teaspoon of some more yogurt. So I'm just gonna do that. So let me show you the yogurt. So this is the whole milk Greek plain yogurt that we are using, and I'm just going to use about a teaspoon of this, and it'll go right in just like this. And I'll just give it a mix now. Yeah, and after adding the yogurt, you want to still continue cooking it for another 2 to 3 minutes, or until the oil from the fat from the yogurt renders out and it mixes in with the garlic dip that we just prepared. So we will add just a little bit of water in here. Add some more. Yeah, and we will give it a mix, and we will let it simmer for another 2 to 3 minutes. So that will help everything come together easily. So we will cover this and we will let it simmer for on very medium flame, not very high, on medium flame for another 2 to 3 minutes, and we'll check on this then. Meanwhile, we can start with the plating. So this is the dip after 2 to 3 minutes. You can see most of the water that we just added is now evaporated, and yeah, this is ready to be eaten. So I'll just cut the heat and we'll start with the plating now. So this is all plated up. This is our Gatte Ki Sabzi. This is the dal. These are the baked dough balls, and this is the garlic tomato dip. I'm just gonna garnish it with a little bit of fresh coriander, just like this, and in here. And so we're gonna also top it off with some clarified butter. So we'll add a little bit in the dal, and we'll add some on each of the baked dough balls. Remember, these dough balls are already dipped in ghee, so yeah, clarified butter is a mandatory thing with this. And here it is, ready to be eaten. So let me also show you how you are supposed to eat this. You crush the dough ball just like this, and yeah, you add in some lentil soup on top, just like this, and you'll also add uh, so yeah, here's the spoon. You'll also add a little bit of this Gatte Ki Sabzi in here, just like this. And yeah, after crushing your dough ball, baked ball, you are just gonna enjoy it after mixing it with everything, just like this. And if you want some extra dal, you can always dip it in, and here it is. So do try this recipe and let us know how you enjoyed the flavors of Rajasthan. So here's another plate, and yeah, we'll see you in next video with another state when we explore the flavors of some other Indian state.